أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على قدم المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأجمعين. Let's all turn to page 692. Introduction to Surah Bani Israel, or the Children of Israel. Commentary 128. It is the privilege of men of Allah to see the sublimest mysteries of the spiritual world and instruct men in righteousness. They warn and shield men against evil, but nothing can lessen each soul's personal responsibility for its own deeds. It carries its fate round its own neck. Allah's gifts are for all, but not all receive the same gifts, nor are all gifts of equal dignity or excellence. Bani Israel, or the Children of Israel. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Glory to Allah, who did take his servant for a journey by night from the sacred mosque to the furthest mosque, whose precincts we did bless, in order that we might show him some of our signs. For he is the one who heareth and seeth all things. We gave Moses the book, and made it a guide to the children of Israel, commanding, take not others than me, as disposer of your affairs. O ye that are sprung from those whom we carry in the ark with Noah, verily he was a devotee most grateful. And we gave clear warning to the children of Israel in the book that twice will they do mischief on the earth and be elated with mighty arrogance, and twice will they be punished. And when the first of the warnings came to pass, we sinned against you, our servants given to terrible warfare. They entered the very inmost parts of your homes, and it was a warning completely fulfilled. Then did we grant you the return as against them. We gave you increase in resources and sons, and made you the more numerous in manpower. If you did well for yourselves. If you did evil, you did it against yourselves. So when the second of the warnings came to pass, we permitted your enemies to disfigure your faces and to enter your temples as they had entered it before, and to visit with destruction all that fell into their power. It may be that your Lord may yet show mercy unto you. But if you revert to your sins, we shall revert to our punishments, and we have made hell a prison for those who reject all faith. Verily this Quran doth guide to that which is most right or stable, and giveth the glad tidings to the believers who work deeds of righteousness, that they shall have a magnificent reward. And to those who believe not in the hereafter, it announces that we have prepared for them a penalty grievous indeed. And the prayer that man should make for good, he maketh for evil. For man is given to hasty deeds. We have made the night and the day as two of our signs. The sign of the night have we obscured, while the sign of the day we have made to enlighten you, that ye may seek bounty from your Lord, and that ye may know the number and count of the years. All things have we explained in detail. Every man's fate we have fastened on his own neck. On the day of judgment, we shall bring out for him a scroll which he will see spread open. It will be said to him, read thine own record. Sufficient is thy soul this day to make out an account against thee. Who receiveth guidance, receiveth it for his own benefit. Who goeth astray, does so to his own loss. No bearer of burdens can bear the burden of another. Nor will we visit with our wrath until we have sent an apostle to give warning. When we decide to destroy a population, we first send a definite order to those among them who are given the good things of this life and yet transgress, so that the word is proved true against them. Then it is we destroy them utterly. How many generations have we destroyed after Noah? And enough is thy Lord to note and see the sins of his servants. If any do wish for the transitory things of this life, we readily grant them such things as we will, to such persons as we will. In the end, have we provided hell for them. They will burn therein, disgraced and rejected. Those who do wish for the things of the hereafter, and strive therefore with all due striving and have faith, they are the ones whose striving is acceptable to Allah. Of the bounties of thy Lord, we bestow freely on all, these as well as those. The bounties of thy Lord are not closed to anyone. You see how we bestow more on some than on others? But verily, the hereafter is more in rank and gradation and more in excellence. Take not with Allah another object of worship, or thou, O man, will sit in disgrace and destitution. Commentary 129. To be worthy of the service of the one true Allah, we must love and serve His creatures. The parents who cherished us in childhood deserve our humble reverence and service. Next comes the rights of kinsmen, those in want, and wayfaring strangers, to each according to his need, not in a spendthrift show. And gentleness is needed to those whom we cannot help. Allah will provide. He has made life sacred and pure. Fulfill your trust for orphans and deal with all in strictest probity. Pry not into evil from curiosity and shun insolence, for Allah hates evil, the one, the good, the universal Lord. Thy Lord hath decreed that you worship none but Him, and that ye be kind to parents, whether one or both of them attain old age in thy life. Say not to them a word of contempt, nor repel them, but address them in terms of honor. And out of kindness, lower to them the wing of humility and say, My Lord, bestow on them thy mercy, even as they cherished me in childhood. Your Lord knoweth best what is in your hearts. If you do deeds of righteousness, verily He is most forgiving to those who turn to Him again and again in true penitence. And render to the kindred their due rights, as also to those in want, and to the wayfarer. But squander not your wealth in the manner of a spendthrift. Verily, spendthrifts are brothers of the evil ones, and the evil one is to his Lord himself ungrateful. And even if thou hast to turn away from them in pursuit of the mercies from thy Lord which thou dost expect, ye speak to them a word of easy kindness. Make not thy hand tight like a niggard's to thy neck, nor stretch it forth to its utmost reach, so that thou become blameworthy and destitute. Verily thy Lord doth provide sustenance in abundance for whom He pleaseth, and He provideth in a just measure, for He doth know and regard all His servants. Excuse me, brothers and sisters, I'm so sorry. Let me cut my phone off. Everybody cut their phone off. Where was I at now? Kill not your children for fear of want. We shall provide sustenance for them as well as for you. Verily, the killing of them is a great sin. Nor come nigh to adultery, for it is a shameful deed and evil opening to the road to other evils. Nor take life, which Allah has made sacred, except for just cause. And if anyone is slain wrongfully, we have given his heirs authority to demand qisas, or to forgive. But let him not exceed bounds in the matter of taking life, for he is helped by the law. Come not nigh to the orphan's property, except to improve it, until he attains the age of full strength, and fulfill every engagement. For every engagement will be inquired into on the day of reckoning. Give full measure when you measure, and weigh with a balance that is straight. That is the most fitting and the most advantageous in the final determination. And pursue not that of which thou hast no knowledge. For every act of hearing, or of seeing, or of feeling in the heart will be inquired into on the day of reckoning. Nor walk on the earth with insolence, for thou canst not rend the earth asunder, nor reach the mountains in height. Of all such things, the evil is hateful in the sight of thy Lord. These are among the precepts of wisdom, which thy Lord has revealed to thee. Take not with Allah another object of worship, lest thou should be thrown into hell, blameworthy and rejected. As in your Lord, O pagans, preferred for you sons, and taken for himself daughters among the angels? Truly, you utter a most dreadful saying. Commentary 130. There is none like unto Allah. Exalted beyond measure is He. All creation declares His glory. His revelation is truth, but is beyond comprehension to those who believe not in the hereafter. Those who serve Him should beware lest words unseemly should escape them, whether to friend or foe. Avoid dissensions, and know that Allah's wrath, when kindled, is a terrible thing. But we rejoice that He forbears and forgives. We have explained things in various ways in this Quran, in order that they may receive admonition, but it only increases their flight from the truth. Say, if there had been other gods with Him, as they say, behold, they would certainly have sought out a way to the Lord of the throne. Glory to Him. He is high above all that they say, exalted and great beyond measure. The seven heavens and the earth and all beings therein declare his glory. There is not a thing but celebrate his praise, and yet ye understand not how they declare his glory. Verily, he is oft forbearing, most forgiving. When thou dost recite the Quran, we put between thee and those who believe not in the hereafter a veil invisible. And we put coverings over their hearts and minds, lest they should understand the Quran and deafness into their ears. When thou dost commemorate thy Lord and him alone in the Quran, they turn on their backs, fleeing from the truth. We know that's why it is they listen, when they listen to thee. And when they meet in private conferences, behold, the wicked say, ye follow none other than a man bewitched. You see what similes they strike for thee? But they have gone astray, and never can they find a way. They say, what? When we are reduced to bones and dust, shall we really be raised up to be a new creation? Say, nay, be ye stone or irons, or created matter which in your minds is hardest to be raised up. Yet shall ye be raised up. Then will they say, who will cause us to return? Say, he who created you first. Then will they wag their heads toward thee and say, when would that be? Say, maybe it will be quite soon. It will be on a day when he will call you, and ye will answer his call with words of his praise, and ye will think that ye tarried but a little while. Say to my servants that they should only say those things that are best. For Shaitan doth sow dissensions among them. For Shaitan is to man an avowed enemy. It is your Lord that knoweth you best. If he pleases, he granteth you mercy. Or if he pleases, punishment. We have not sent thee to be a disposer of their affairs for them. And it is your Lord that knoweth best all beings that are in the heavens and on earth. We did bestow on some prophets more and other gifts than on others. And we gave to Daud the gift of the Psalms. Say, call on those besides him whom you fancy. They have neither the power to remove your troubles from you, nor to change them. Those whom they call upon do desire for themselves means of access to their Lord. Even those who are nearest, they hope for his mercy and fear his wrath. For the wrath of thy Lord is something to take heed of. Now there is not a population where we destroyed it before the day of judgment, or punished it with a dreadful penalty. That is written in the eternal record. And we refrained from sending the signs only because the men of former generations treated them as false. We sent the she-camel to the Thamud to open their eyes, but they treated her wrongfully. We only send the signs by way of error and warning from evil. Behold, now we told thee that thy Lord doth encompass mankind round about. We granted the vision which we showed thee, but as a trial for man, as also the cursed tree mentioned in the Quran. We put terror and warning into them, but it only increases their inordinate transgression. Commentary 131. Arrogance, jealousy, spite, and hatred were the cause of the fall of Iblis. Man was given preeminence above much of Allah's creation and owes higher responsibilities. He should give thanks for Allah's mercies and remember the day of account. Not all the scheming of evil will deflect Allah's righteous plan to protect his chosen ones. They should pray without ceasing and seek his true guidance, for truth will last, but falsehood will perish. Behold, we said to the angels, bow down unto Adam. They bowed down except Iblis. He said, shall I bow down to one whom thou didst create from clay? He said, seest thou, this is the one whom thou hast honored above me? If thou wilt but respite me to the day of judgment, I will surely bring his descendants under my sway, all but a few. Allah said, go thy way. If any of them follow thee, verily, hell will be the recompense of you all, an ample recompense. Lead to destruction those whom thou canst among them with thy seductive voice. Make assaults on them with thy cavalry and thy infantry. Mutually share with them wealth and children. Make them promises to them. But Shaitan promises them nothing but deceit. And as for my servants, no authority shalt thou have over them. Enough is thy Lord for a disposal of affairs. Your Lord is he that maketh the ship go smoothly for you through the sea, in order that ye may seek of his bounty. For he is unto you most merciful. And when distress seizes you at sea, those that ye call upon besides himself leave you in the lurch. But when he brings you back safe to land, you turn away from him. Most ungrateful is man. Do you then feel secure that he will not cause you to be swallowed up beneath the earth when you are on land? Or that he will not send against you a violent tornado with showers of stone, so that you shall find no one to carry out your affairs for you? Or do you feel secure that he will not send you back a second time to sea and send against you a heavy gale to drown you because of your ingratitude, so that you find no helper therein against us? And we have honored the sons of Adam, provided them with transport on land and sea, given them for sustenance things good and pure, and conferred on them special favors above a great part of our creation. One day, we shall call together all human beings with their respective imams. Those who are given their record in their right hand will read it with pleasure, and they will not be dealt with unjustly in the least. But those who are blind in this world will be blind in the hereafter, and most astray from the path. And their purpose was to tempt thee away from that which we had revealed unto thee, to substitute in our name something quite different. In that case, behold, they would certainly have made thee their friends. And had we not given thee strength, thou wouldst nearly have inclined to them a little. In that case, we should have made thee taste an equal portion of punishment in this life, and an equal portion in death. And moreover, thou wouldst have none to help thee against us. Their purpose was to scare thee off the land, in order to expel thee. But in that case, they would not have stayed therein after thee except for a little while. This was our way with the apostles we sent before thee. Thou wilt find no change in our ways. Establish regular prayer at the sun's decline to the darkness of the night, and the morning prayer and reading. For the morning prayer and reading in the morning carry their testimonies. That refers to Maghrib prayer, Isha prayer, Fajr prayer. And pray in the small watches of the morning. It will be an additional prayer or spiritual profit for thee. That refers to Tahajjud. If you go to Surah number 11, verse 114, and you can write that down, you'll see where the Fajr and the Dhuhr prayer, okay, is going to be announced there on those ayahs. So when people ask about the 5 daily prayers, there are where they're located. So you have the 3 right here in 17 verses 78 and 79 according to Tahajjud. If you go to Surah 11, you'll find the Fajr and the Dhuhr, inshallah. And pray in the small watches of the morning. It will be an additional prayer or spiritual profit for thee. Soon will thy Lord raise thee to a station of praise and glory. Say, O my Lord, let my entry be by the gate of truth and honor, and likewise my exit by the gate of truth and honor. And grant me from thy presence and authority to aid me, and say, truth is now arrived and falsehood perish, or falsehood is by its nature bound to perish. We send down stage by stage in the Quran that which is a healing and a mercy to those who believe. To the unjust it causes nothing but loss after loss. Yet, when we bestow our favors on man, he turns away and becomes remote on his side instead of coming to us. And when evil seizes him, he gives himself up to despair. Say, everyone acts according to his own disposition. But your Lord knows best who it is that is best guided on the way. Commentary 132. Who can define the spirit of inspiration? Its gifts is the highest of Allah's mercies to man. The Quran is divine and no carpings can affect its greatness or the greatness of the messenger who brought it to men. Those who reject it will be called to account on the day of judgment. Let not pride and ignorance rust like Pharaoh to the punishment of the hereafter. The Quran, as revealed by stages, teaches the truth. Learn it and chant it and praise the beautiful names of Allah forever. Now they ask you concerning the spirit of inspiration. Say, the spirit comes by command of my Lord. Of knowledge it is only a little that is communicated to you, O man. If it were our will, we could take away that which we have sent thee by inspiration. Then wilt thou find none to plead thine affair in that matter as against us, except for mercy from thy Lord. For his bounty is to thee indeed great. Say, if the whole of mankind and jinn were to gather together to produce the like of this Quran, they could not produce the like thereof, even if they backed up each other with help and support. And we have explained to men in this Quran every kind of similitude. Yet the greater part of men refuse to receive it except with ingratitude. They said, we shall not believe in thee until thou cause a spring to gush forth from us from the earth. Or until thou have a garden of date trees and vines and cause the rivers to gush forth in their midst carrying abundant water. Or thou cause the sky to fall in pieces as thou sayest will happen against us. Or thou bring Allah and the angels before us face to face. Or thou have a house adorned with gold. Or thou mount up a ladder right into the sky. No, we shall not even believe in thy mounting until thou send down to us a book that we could read. Say, glory to my Lord. Am I aught but a man, an apostle? Now what kept men back from belief when guidance came to them was nothing but this. They said, has Allah sent a man like us to be his apostle? Say, if there were settled on earth angels walking about in peace and quiet, we should certainly have sent them down from the heaven an angel for an apostle. Say, enough is Allah for a witness between me and you, for he is well acquainted with his servants, and he sees all things. It is he whom Allah guides that is on true guidance, but he whom he leads astray, for such wilt thou find no protector besides him. On the day of judgment, we shall gather them together, prone on their faces, blind, dumb, and deaf. Their abode will be held, and every time it shows abatement, we shall increase for them the fierceness of the fire. That is their recompense because they rejected our signs and said, well, we are reduced to bones and broken dust. Should we really be raised up to be a new creation? See they not that Allah who created the heavens and the earth has power to create the like of them anew? Only he has decreed a term appointed, of which there is no doubt. But the unjust refuse to receive it except with ingratitude. Say, if you had control of the treasures of the mercies of my Lord, behold, you would keep them back for fear of spending them, for man is ever niggardly. To Moses, we did give 9 clear signs. Ask the children of Israel when he came to them. Pharaoh said to him, O Moses, I consider thee indeed to have been worked upon by sorcery. Moses said, Thou knowest well that these things have been sent down by none but the Lord of heavens and the earth as eye-opening evidence. And I consider thee indeed, O Pharaoh, to be one doomed to destruction. So he resolved to remove them from the face of the earth. But we did drown him and all who were with him. And we said thereafter to the children of Israel, Dwell securely in the land of promise. But when the second of the warnings came to pass, we gathered you together in a mingled crowd. We sent down the Quran in truth, and in truth as it descended, and we sent thee but to give glad tidings and to warn sinners. It is a Quran which we have divided into parts from time to time, in order that thou mightest recite it to them in intervals. We have revealed it by stages. Say, whether you believe in it or not, it is true that those who are given knowledge beforehand, when it is recited to them, fall down on their faces in humble prostration. That's a sister right there. I'm sorry, 109 is the sister. And they fall down on their faces in tears, and it increases their earnest humility. That's alhamdulillah. That was going into it, alhamdulillah. Ayat 110. Say, call upon Allah, or call upon Rahman, for whatever name you call upon, it is well, for to him belong the most beautiful names. Neither speak thy prayer aloud, nor speak it in a low tone, but seek a middle course between. Say, praise be to Allah, who begets no son, and has no partner in his dominion, nor needs he any to protect him from humiliation. Yea, magnify him for his greatness and glory. Surah Al-Kahf introduction. My glasses is falling off my face. The book of Revelation gives straight directions to make our lives straight, to warn us against evil, and guide us to the good everlasting. Teach the truth, but fret not about men rejecting it. The parable of the companions of the cave shows how God works wonders beyond our fathoming, how faith is a sure refuge in ways we know not, how time itself works Allah's plan before we know how it passes, how he can give us rest and raise us back to life against all odds, and how futile it is to engage in controversies about matters we know not. Kaf, or the cave. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Praise be to Allah who hath sent to its servants the book, and hath allowed therein no crookedness. He hath made it straight and clear in order that he may warn the godless of a terrible punishment from him, and that he may give glad tidings to the believers who work righteous deeds, that they shall have a goodly reward, wherein they shall remain forever. Further, that he may warn those also who say Allah has begotten a son. No knowledge have they of such a thing, nor had their fathers. It is a grievous thing that issues from their mouths as a saying. What they say is nothing but falsehood. Thou wilt only perchance fret thyself to death, following after them in grief, if they believe not in this message. That which is on earth we have made but as a glittering show for the earth, in order that we may test them as to which of them are best in conduct. Verily, what is on earth we shall make but as dust and dry soil, without growth or herbage. Or does thou reflect that the companions of the cave and the inscription were wonders among our signs? Behold, the youth betook themselves to the cave. They said, Our Lord, bestow on us mercy from thyself, and dispose of our affairs for us in the right way. Then we drew a veil over their ears for a number of years in the cave, so that they heard not. Then we roused them in order to test which of the two parties was best at calculating the term of the years they had tarried. Now we relate to thee their story in truth. They were youths who believed in their Lord, and we advanced them in guidance. We gave strength to their hearts. Behold, they stood up and said, Our Lord is the Lord of the heavens and the earth. Never shall we call upon any God other than him. If we did, we should indeed have uttered an enormity. These our people have taken for worship gods other than him. Why do they not bring forth an authority clear and convincing for what they do? Who doth more wrong than such as invent a falsehood against the law? When you turn away from them and the things they worship other than Allah, betake yourselves to the cave. Your Lord will shower his mercies on you and dispose of your affairs towards comfort and ease. Now thou wouldst seen the sun when it rose declining to the right from the cave, and when it set turning away from them to the left, while they lay in the open space in the midst of the cave. Such are among the signs of Allah. He whom Allah guides is rightly guided, but he whom Allah leaves astray, for him wilt thou find no protector to lead him to the right way. Now I wouldst have deemed them awake while they were asleep, and we turned them on their right, on their left, and their side, on the right and left sides. Their dog stretching forth his two forelegs on the threshold. If thou hast come upon them, thou wilt have certainly turned back from them in flight, and would certainly have been filled with terror of them. Such being their state, we raised them up from sleep, that they might question each other. Said one of them, How long have you stayed here? They said, We stayed here perhaps a day or part of a day. And then they all said, Allah alone knows best how long you stayed here. Now send ye then one of you with his money of yours to the town. Let him find out which is the best food to be had, and bring some to you, that ye may satisfy hunger herewith. And let him behave with care and courtesy, and let him not inform anyone about you. For if they should come upon you, they will stone you or force you to return to their coat. And in that case, ye should never attain prosperity. Thus did we make their case known to the people, that they might know that the promise of Allah is true, and that there can be no doubt about the hour of judgment. Behold, they dispute among themselves as to their affairs. Some said, construct a building over them. The Lord knows best about them. Those who prevailed over their affairs said, let us surely build a place of worship over them. Some say they were 3, the dog being the 4th among them. Others say they were 5, the dog being the 6th, doubtfully, guessing at the unknown. Yet others say they were 7, the dog being the 8th. Say thou, my Lord knoweth best their numbers. It is but a few that know their real case. Enter not therefore into controversies concerning them, except on matters that is clear, nor consult any of them about the affairs of the sleepers. Commentary 134. True knowledge is with Allah alone. We are not to dispute on matters of conjecture, but to rely on the truth that comes from Allah. And as in the parable of the man who piles up wealth and is puffed up with this world's goods, despising those otherwise endowed, will come to an evil end, for his hopes were not built on Allah. Nor say of anything, I shall be sure to do so and so on tomorrow, without adding, so please Allah. And call thy Lord to mind, when thou forgettest and say, I hope that my Lord will guide me ever closer, even in this the right road. So they stayed in their cave 300 years, and some had 9 more. Say, Allah knows best how long they stayed. With him is the knowledge of the secrets of the heavens and the earth. How clearly he sees, how finely he hears everything. They have no protector other than him, nor does he share his command with any person whatsoever. And recite and teach what has been revealed to thee of the book of thy Lord. None can change his words, and none wilt thou find as a refuge other than him. And keep thy soul content with those who call on their Lord the morning and evening, seeking his face. And let not thine eyes pass beyond them, seeking the pomp and glitter of this life, nor obey any whose hearts we have permitted to neglect the remembrance of us. One who follows his own desires, whose case has gone beyond all bounds. Say, the truth is from your Lord. Let him who will believe, and let him who will reject it. For the wrongdoers, we have prepared a fire whose smoke and flames like the wall and roof of a tent will hem them in. And if they implore relief, they will be granted water like melted brass that will scald their faces. How dreadful the drink, how uncomfortable a couch to recline on. As to those who believe and work righteousness, verily we shall not suffer to perish the reward of any who do a single righteous deed. For them will be gardens of eternity. Beneath them rivers will flow. They will be adorned therein with bracelets of gold, and they will wear green garments of fine silk and heavy brocade. They will recline therein on raised thrones. How good the recompense! How beautiful a couch to recline on! Set forth to them the parable of 2 men. For one of them we provided 2 gardens of grapevines and surrounded them with date palms. In between the 2 we placed cornfields. Each of those gardens brought forth its produce and fell not in the least therein. In the midst of them we caused the river to flow. Abundant was the produce this man had. He said to his companion in the course of a mutual argument, more wealth have I than you, and more honor and power in my following of men. He went into his garden into a state of mind unjust to his soul. He said, I deem not that this will ever perish, nor do I deem that the hour of judgment will ever come. Even if I'm brought back to my Lord, I shall surely find there something better in exchange. His companion said to him in the course of the argument with him, that thou deny him who created thee out of dust, then out of a sperm drop, then fashioned thee into a man? But I think for my part that he is Allah, my Lord, and none shall I associate with my Lord. Why didst thou not, as thou wentest into thy garden, say, Allah's will be done? There is no power but with Allah. And if thou dost see me less than thee in wealth and sons, it may be that my Lord will give me something better than thy garden, and that he will send on thy garden thunderbolts by way of reckoning from heaven, making it but slippery sand, or that the water of the garden will run off underground so that thou wilt never be able to find it. So his fruits and enjoyment were encompassed with ruin, and he remained twisting and turning his head over what he had spent on his property, which had now tumbled to pieces to his very foundations. And he could only say, woe is me, where I had never ascribed partners to my Lord and cherisher, nor had he numbers to help him against the law, nor was he able to deliver himself. There, the only protection comes from Allah, the true one. He is the best to reward and the best to give success. Commentary 135. The life of this world is ephemeral and its gain will not last. Good deeds are the best of possessions in Allah's sight. All will be leveled up on the day of judgment and a new order created on the basis of truth according to the book of deeds. Pride is the root of evil, rebellion, and wrong. Who will choose evil ones in preference to Allah? Let us accept truth, for though falsehood may flourish for a time, it must perish in the end. Set forth to them the similitude of the life of this world. It is like the rain which we send down from the skies. The earth's vegetation absorbs it, but soon it becomes dry stubble, which the winds do scatter. It is only Allah who prevails over all things. Wealth and sons are allurements of the life of this world, but the things that endure, that is good deeds, are best in the sight of thy Lord, as rewards, and best as the foundation for hopes. One day, we shall remove the mountains, and thou wilt see the earth as a level stretch, and we shall gather them all together, nor shall we leave out any one of them. And they will be marshaled before thy Lord in ranks with the announcement, now have we come to us bare, as we created you first. Aye, you thought we shall not fulfill the appointment made to you to meet us. And the book of deeds will be placed before you, and thou wilt see the sinful in great terror because of what is recorded therein. They will say, woe to us! What a book is this, that leaves out nothing small or great, but takes account thereof. They will find all that they did placed before them, and not one will thy Lord treat with injustice. Behold, we said to the angels, bow down to Adam. They bowed down except Iblis. He was one of the jinns, and he broke the commands of his Lord. Will you then take him and his progeny as protectors rather than me? And they are enemies to you. Evil will be the exchange for the wrongdoers. I call them not to witness the creation of the heavens and the earth, nor even their own creation, nor is it for me to take as helpers such as lead men astray. One day he will say, call on those whom you thought to be my partners, and they will call on them, but they will not listen to them, and we shall make for them a place of common perdition. And the sinful shall see the fire and apprehend that they have to fall therein. No means will they find to turn away therefrom. We have explained in detail in this Quran, for the benefit of mankind, every kind of similitude. But man is, in most things, contentious. And what is there to keep back men from believing now that guidance has come to them, nor from praying for forgiveness from thy Lord, but that they ask that the ways of the ancients be repeated with them, or the wrath be brought to them face to face? We only send the apostles to give glad tidings and to give warnings. But the unbelievers dispute with vain argument in order therewith to weaken the truth. And they treat my signs as a jest, as also the fact that they are warned. And who does more wrong than one who is reminded of the signs of his Lord, forgetting the deeds which is his hands have sent forth? Verily, we have set veils over their hearts, that they should understand this, and over their ears deafness. If thou callest them to guidance, even then will they never accept guidance. But your Lord is most forgiving, full of mercy. If he were to call them at once to account for what they have earned, then surely he would have hastened their punishment. But they have their appointed time, beyond which they will find no refuge. Such were the populations we destroyed when they committed iniquities. But we fixed an appointed time for their destruction. Commentary 136. Moses was up against mysteries which he wanted to explore. He searched out a man endued with knowledge, derived from the divine springs from which flow the paradoxes of life. He has shown 3 such paradoxes and how human impatience is inconsistent with their true understanding. The highest knowledge comes not except by divine gift, and a constant patient striving with faith to apprehend something of the purpose of the all-wise Allah. Behold, Moses said to his attendant, I will not give up until I reach the junction of the two seas, or until I spend years and years in travel. But when they reached the junction, they forgot about their fish, which took its course through the sea, straight as in a tunnel. And when they had passed on some distance, Moses said to his attendant, Bring us our early meal. Truly, we have suffered much fatigue at this stage of our journey. He replied, Saw thou what happened when we took ourselves to the rock? I did indeed forget about the fish. None but Shaitan made me forget to tell you about it. It took its course through the sea in a marvelous way. Moses said, That was what we were seeking after. So they went back on their footsteps, following the path that they had come. So they found one of our servants, on whom we had bestowed mercy from ourselves, and whom we had taught knowledge from our own presence. Moses said to him, May I follow thee on the footing that thou teach me something of higher truth, which thou hast been taught? The other said, Verily, thou wilt not be able to have patience with me. And how canst thou have patience about things about which thy understanding is not complete? Moses said, Thou wilt find me, if Allah so will, truly patient, nor shall I disobey thee in aught. The other said, If then thou wouldst follow me, ask me no questions about anything, until I myself speak to thee concerning it. So they both proceeded, until when they were in the boat, he scolded. Moses said, Hast thou scudded it in order to drown folks in it? Truly a strange thing hast thou done. He answered, Did I not tell thee that thou canst have no patience with me? Moses said, Rebuke me not for forgetting, nor grieve me by raising difficulties in my case. Then they proceeded until when they met a young man, he slew him. Moses said, Hast thou slain an innocent person who has slain none? Truly a foul, unheard of thing hast thou done. Alhamdulillah. So we're going to pick up on this story on tomorrow, inshallah. Same time, same station. So alhamdulillah, it's time for us to break our fast right now. So we will break our fast. Those of you online, if you wish to give Salat, go online, go to $ FirstCleveland. That's Cash App. Go to FirstCleveland Mosque at 1cleveland.com. That's our Zelle, and we can do that. And a reminder that we will be having, those of you online, we will have a big iftar on tomorrow, inshallah. So we welcome everyone to come out for iftar tomorrow. After the reading and after Maghrib, we'll have a big iftar, inshallah. I also advise everyone to give something in regard to some type of salat online, as well as here in the masjid. We say that also, everyone have a beautiful fast. Make sure your intentions are set for tomorrow to make intentions, inshallah. May Allah forgive all of us during these times. Let us dismiss. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal asr. Inna al-insana lafi khusr. إلى الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. السلام عليكم.